Grounded up the middle. Sliding smother. Farmer to his feet. Got it!
Double down the left field line, the home run yesterday, and here he throws the leather out there.
Chopped left side. Farmer against the green throw in time.
Need to move to his right, throwing the run. Nice job, Joey Votto, digging it out at first base.
In the air to left. Sawinski going back on the track at the wall, and that's gone.
Bryce Wilson. Chase DeYoung comes in.
So in their second trade of the day yesterday, the Twins acquired Kyle Farmer from the Reds for Casey Legumina, who they had just added to the 40-man roster to protect him from the Rule 5 draft. That decision's kind of making some more sense now. And as you see here, Jonathan India of the Reds says this guy was the heart and soul of their team. So the Twins apparently getting a good clubhouse guy here. The numbers don't jump out. This guy wasn't on my radar. You know, of course, so close to the Gio trade, I hadn't really started to formulate opinions on where the third base depth was going to come from. A lot of you guys did a great job of pointing that out, that, hey, okay, cool, we'll move Miranda to third, but what about what happens to Miranda, you know, if he's out, if he needs days off? And we have our answer here. No, if Kyle Farmer's a shortstop, Kyle Farmer's a third baseman. No, this does not take them out of pursuing Carlos Correa. I know that was some people's opinions on it. The way I'm looking at it is he's sort of a souped-up version of Kyle Garlick in the infield, mainly because he has so much more major league experience, I put it that way. But this guy's a lefty killer. Look at this. Last season against left-handed pitching, this is all qualified hitters. Kyle Farmer had a 948 OPS against lefties. That was the 12th highest mark in all of baseball. So this guy crushes lefties. His career numbers are also very good against lefties, so it's not like this was some kind of weird blip that he had jumped up. This was a bit higher than usual, but he's done very well against lefties. So I think that's where this guy fits in. Not only defensively does he fit in, I think a little bit better than Gio Urshela, especially if they were going to try to make Jose Miranda the everyday third baseman. Yes, Urshela has some shortstop experience as well, but he's more of a third baseman who can play shortstop, whereas Farmer's more of a shortstop who plays third as well. But, you know, again, Farmer didn't really jump out to me, but looking into some of his numbers, he's intriguing to me. But you look just at his slash line, and it's just not much to look at there. And then it's not like he's some kind of super glove. In the field, he's not, I would say he's closer to average than he is like a true asset at shortstop or third base. But I pulled up some of these numbers and pain points for the Twins last year's through their offense, and Farmer's career numbers and Gio's career numbers. Because when we're looking at splits, and especially when we have the benefit of having a couple guys who have, you know, a handful of years of major league experience, I like to look at the bigger samples. If you only want to look at last year's numbers for Gio, they're down in those italics over there. But here are the career numbers for Gio and the career numbers for Kyle Farmer and some of those pain points for the Twins where they're at. And against left-handed pitching, I think they ranked 21st. I think it was definitely beyond 20th in OPS against left-handed pitching, so that was a problem. So here you see Kyle Farmer, his career OPS against lefties is 837. So that's a bigger sample than last year. Looking really good. He's also done well in, you know, runners in scoring position, high leverage situations. That's not really something I seek out from guys, but obviously that's a pain point for the Twins. It's not usually something that's really sticky, but this is guy's a very unremarkable hitter who has some pretty good looking numbers here that we look at with runners in scoring position, 2 outs, runners in scoring position, high leverage. According to Baseball Reference is where I pulled these numbers. So I think that's an interesting takeaway from him. And let's just take a look. You know, again, his overall numbers aren't that impressive. So when you break it down to like bases empty, 677 OPS. That's what I'm talking about. This guy's not a great hitter overall. So when you start to dig deeper and you see these numbers where he's really good with 2 outs with runners in scoring position, high leverage, obviously good against lefties, and then he plays shortstop and third base. I think this is a guy that complements the rest of the roster well, especially when you kind of factor that in, that they're trying to make Jose Miranda the everyday third baseman. Again, I think the shortstop is out of the organization right now. No, I do not think Kyle Farmer is going to be the starting shortstop for the Minnesota Twins. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But this is a guy who probably could play some corner outfield if you needed him to as well. He's drafted as a catcher. I think he played catcher through the minor leagues. So he's a baseball player. Kyle Farmer is. So we'll see how it goes. Now, would I rather have Gio and Casey Legumina, or would I rather have Farmer and Alejandro Hidalgo? That was basically, if you combine the two trades together, that's what we had the movement on. The side factors to consider is that the Twins also gained a 40-man roster spot in those deals, and they gained projected around $3.3 million between Gio and Farmer's salary. Even with those sort of bonus benefits, I still probably would have preferred just to have kept Gio Urshela and Casey Legumina. But this is a line I used a few times last year. You kind of look at these two trades, and in my opinion, I look at them and say, did they get a lot better? No. Did they get a lot worse? No. They mainly just got a bit different. So I think that's sort of the way I look at it, and that Farmer might complement what they're trying to do better than Urshela did. I certainly think Hidalgo is a lot more of a prospect, a lot more interesting than Casey Legumina is. Casey Legumina, the Twins need pitching, but they don't really need a lot of these type guys. They need established major leaguers, or they need higher upside minor leaguers, and I think Casey Legumina, maybe that he's a gem. He throw in the mid-90s and has a good slider, but I mean, Hidalgo already could do that. He's got a lot of refinement to do. He's way far away from the majors, though, so that's a big difference. But anyway, it's an interesting day with the new look, the two trades. But, I think there's a lot more movement going. Kyle Farmer might not even last. He might not even make it to the opening day roster. They might trade him somewhere, much like the Isaiah Kiner-Falefa situation from last year. So not going to try to overreact too much and really try to figure out how all these puzzle pieces go. It will be interesting to see how, if it comes down to it, how Farmer, Garlick, Celestino, Gordon all kind of fit into the bench picture. Obviously, you're going to need a backup catcher in there. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much to the channel members for supporting the channel. Here are the premium members keeping me going. We'll talk again soon.